Joe in real life. So, as you're probably aware, for the last couple days, I've been a little bit of a pissy pants baby. I talked about the depression, and just a little tweak I have in my shoulder blade, and just being overwhelmed by life and the holidays coming up, all the usual stuff, my mom, and just generally what it feels like to feel your mental health kind of taking a turn. Well, my girlfriend pointed it out to me. Like I said, I was being a pissy pants man baby, and she was called me on it, and then was like, I watched your video, and two things. One, I forget that I make videos and like reveal everything in my heart and mind. And that like my girlfriend can watch them. And two, and this part's really weird, I completely forgot that I talked about depression at all. And why is that important? Well, I went back to the video and I listened to it. And yeah, man, like I was on point with that. Like I was like, not to toot my own horn or anything. Sorry, I have my nicotine gum. But I was pretty on point. And I guess I want to say some things. Like, something I've been doing the last couple weeks is I've been binging soft white underbelly videos. And I've been listening to a lot of people that are struggling with drug addiction, mental health concerns. And if you don't listen to soft white underbelly, I highly recommend it, unless you're easily triggered. If you're easily triggered, don't listen to it at all. And I know that that's one of those warnings that sounds like a dare, like I'm trying to tell you to be careful, but what you're hearing is, it's too dangerous for you, don't do it, which feels more like a challenge. But I mean it though. Like, if you're easily triggered, move forward with caution, because it is triggering. It is very triggering. He'll interview people that are literally high on drugs. And not all of us, myself included, are always able to take that. But one thing I notice is that there are people who are sick with addiction, sick with mental health concerns, sick with trauma. And then there are people that are recovering. And he interviews both pretty evenly, And people in recovery are not just in recovery from drug addiction, but they're in recovery from mental health concerns and like trying to find a way to cope and deal with the wildly traumatic events of their lives. And it gets pretty wild, like really, truly awful. I've unabashedly cried a couple times. The thing I notice, this has been unanimous, I think. People that are struggling, that are actively struggling, talk about what's happened to them. I want to say they blame everyone else, but that's not exactly accurate. That's like, it's a victim mentality. Some of these people were pure victims, like a lot of them actually. And some of the things they talk about, they were victims, It's more that they are compulsively talking about only what has happened to them. And people that are recovering from various traumas or addiction or whatnot, they tend to talk about what they did, not what others did to them. And like, I think that's an interesting difference. And like, you're probably right now, if you're a person whose brain and heart works reasonably well, you're probably thinking, no shit, dude. Like, obviously that would be the case. And you're right, like that is pretty obvious. But there's a difference between knowing that that's the case in a rational sense and then witnessing it. And that's what Mark Liata, I think his name is, from Soft White Underbelly allows. You don't just know that that's the case. You literally see that it's the case. And I find it very impactful. And it made me self-reflect, as I think it's supposed to, you know? Like, I think I do a mix of both, you know? I'm certainly in recovery, and I'm certainly moving towards my mental health, you know? But I think I cling to what happened to me more than I should. And certainly seeing the example of people that are healthier than me, who've gone through worse, and how they talk and how they present themselves, it puts a spotlight on my failings, you know? But more than just showing me what I'm doing badly, it neatly illustrates what I could do better. And I think that's amazing. So anyway, yeah, those are my thoughts today. This is Depression Round 2. I have more thoughts on it, but I'll save it for another time. I'm just going to do a light, easy one today. I'm going to work out again when I get home later. But my ladder that I've been doing the last 3 or 4 days, I'm actually quite sore from it. And I don't know, I feel like that's a good sign. So anyway, next I'll show you a couple squats. We'll see how those look. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. I love you guys. Be good to each other. I'll save that for the end. But yeah. And what else? I don't know. This is my war room. I'm not really showing you very well. Anyway, stay tuned. Love you guys. Be good to each other out there. And as always, I will strive hard to do the same.